January of '73, the first thing my rich dad said to me was go to school to learn how to invest in real estate. It wasn't real estate, it was how to use debt and taxes. Debt and taxes make the rich richer. Debt and taxes make the poor and middle class poor. So all the rich guys who are doctors and lawyers or, you know, those guys, they're getting creamed and they don't know why.
Doctors are getting creamed.
Oh yeah, they're making more money, but the take home is less.
Sure.
You know, my doctor just yelled at me. He was happy. He says, "Oh, guess what? I finally made $1 million." And I said, "Yeah, this was just 3 weeks ago." And so I said, "Yeah, well, how much you pay in tax?" He says, $750,000 in taxes. So his net was about $400,000. That's not bad. But when I make $1 million, I keep $1 million. And the reason is because I don't make it by working for money. See, if you work for money, you're taxed.
So for me, I try to go into as much new debt as I can every month. If I could be $1 billion in debt by the snap of a finger right now, with the kind of debt I'm accustomed to, I would do it right now. And I would sleep better at night and I would feel more relief and I would be more excited about my future for it.
The rich choose to take on good debts. Good debt is borrowing that helps you generate positive income, build long-term wealth, and gain tax incentive. For example, identify a business, then instead of using your money, take up a loan from the bank. If you can keep up with payments, the bank will expand your loan capacity and helps you grow your business, which generates more revenue. This is how real estate influencers talking about owning hundreds of units. Their high net worth comes with a lot of debt. If the estate generates sufficient revenue to keep up with payments, they will be able to keep growing their business. They also did their homework to identify the estate's value, rentability, maintenance to limit their risk. Another attainable loan will be margin. Hedge funds utilize margin all the time. If the stock price appreciates, then you can pay back the loan and keep the profit. Margin interest is tax deductible. The negative is, if the stock tanks, brokerage firms can issue a margin call. If you cannot meet the fund requirements, they can liquidate your entire position, leaving you with losses. This is how rich people use debt. They don't use debt for cars, vacations, or even homes. They don't take loans to live life right. They take out loans to create a life that they wanted.
Debt is good. And there's not a wealthy company on this planet that does not use debt because debt is so cheap today. Apple Computer has $196 billion in cash today. They will borrow money tomorrow morning. You got companies that borrow money to buy their shares back. Millions and millions of people, they're like, I want to get out of debt. I want to get out of debt. I don't want to get out of debt. I want to create wealth. And the way to create wealth is through debt.
Let me give you an extreme example. Down in Costa Rica, I have a buddy right now who's selling a factory. It's been in business for about 45 years. The factory is selling for $1 million. And he's willing to sell or finance it. All you need is $100,000 down, and he'll actually assume the mortgage and let you make payments. After you put your $100,000 down, the payments are going to be $20,000 a month. You will have $900,000 of debt, and it will take 15 years before it's paid off with this payment. Is everyone with me so far?
I've seen this trend where people tell you about how to get rich, but how might I tell you how you might get poor? First up, do not think debt is cheap. If you leverage debt, you are falling into a hole. Those people lending you that money are not stupid. There's no such thing as cheap money. Second, if you really want to scale, buy time, don't sell time. So many people are in the business of selling time. You can't scale. It's a race to the bottom if you do it. And finally, if you're building a business, build a brand, not a business. If you build a business, not a brand, it's a race to the bottom on price. If you want to scale in life, build your own boss, dictate your own terms, decide where you're going. Either that company you work for comes with you or you start your own. That's how the rich get richer. And if you don't follow those rules, that's how you will get poor.
See, the beauty about real estate is you learn to use debt to get rich. I'll give you another tip. If you're going to be rich, you have to learn to use debt. It's called other people's money. So when I hear poor people say to me, I don't have any money, I said, because you're an idiot. That's why. You're not supposed to use your money. You're supposed to use other people's money. Well, that's debt. I don't want to do that.
Okay, so using debt to get rich. Now, this is a loaded question, right? In the finance community, people have different opinions about this. There's all sorts of stuff going on, what people think. So you got one side that says never use debt, and then the other side says you need to use debt in order to get rich. So the good thing is you can get rich either way, right? That's the first thing to understand. So you don't have to use debt to get rich, but it definitely will get you there faster if you do it correctly. So the first area you can use debt is on real estate. You can buy a single family house or a commercial building like you know, an apartment building or an office building or something like that, and then over time, if the building continues to go up in value, you'll make more and more money. So that's a good way to use debt. The other way is through buying a business. You can go purchase any type of business that's available for sale. It could be a franchise, it could be you know, it could be a little restaurant or something like that, and you buy it, you get a down payment, you purchase the business, and then it continues to grow, you make more money, and you can expand the business and get rich that way as well. And then the final way, which you got to be extremely careful about, is in the stock market, right? So you can borrow and borrow against your stocks. It's called margin. And when you open up a stock account, you have your cash account or a margin account. And if it's set up as margin, you're able to borrow against the existing stock within your portfolio. But you have to be very careful with this type of debt, because you know, if the market drops and you're over leveraged, you can lose a ton of money this way. But you can also make a lot of money if you time it correctly. So I've done it in the past, but just small amounts of leverage. But even that, you know, I'm hesitant to. I don't recommend it for anybody to use margin, but there are people that do it. So those are really the three areas where you can use margin. You know, to increase your wealth and to do it much faster. Okay, so if you guys like this information, you like these videos, hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.